Hi everybody, my name's Annette. I'm a librarian here at UNE, and my role, I support both the law school and the business school in their learning and teaching and their research pursuits. So I guess a question I wanted to ask everybody is, what do you think a librarian does?
Catalogues, books.
Catalogues and books, yes. Anybody else?
Assist the students.
Assist the students, yes. So we'll go back to the cataloguing and book part. I don't think that I have shelved a book in a long time. And I've been a librarian for I think over 5 years now. And I don't think I've shelved a book for maybe the past 3 or 4. So I think a lot of people think, oh, librarians, what do you do all day? It must be fun to just kind of sit around and read books. That really isn't the case, although I wish it was. So I think that my role really is to help students find the information that they need. And to do that, you've got to learn all of these extra skills about research. And it's not necessarily just going into a library and finding a book on the shelf. It's also trying to navigate this world, this online computerized world, and how to get the information back the most effectively. So I guess that's my role, or that's, the type of librarian I am. So in terms of UNE and the work that I do here at UNE, students can come to me. Maybe they're writing an assignment. They can come to me, they can book an appointment one-on-one. And so I can talk to a student on the phone, or I can chat to them using our chat service, or we could even do a Zoom conversation via video chat. So we'll just sit and talk to each other for 20 minutes. I can share my screen on the computer and we can just kind of talk it out. And I can help students get to where they need to go in terms of their research. So I thought what I would do first is just show you around the library website, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the law specific stuff that I do. So this is the UNE Library homepage. We've got our big purple search bar in the middle, which is what students can use to find the books that we hold physically in the library, but also to search our online databases for things like journal articles and all that kind of stuff. We've got all of our contact details. So like I said, we've got phone, you can send us an email, you can book an appointment, or you can visit us on campus at Dixon Library as well. There's really a whole manner of things. So in terms of the law and why law schools have a dedicated librarian kind of responsible for them, is that if you look behind me, we've got all of these different books or different book series called law reports, and what they do is that they hold cases within them. So if you're a law student, obviously you have to read a lot of cases, and this is what these books are. But these are kind of from a time past, because all of this is now available to be found online. And so law students, a fundamental skill in legal research is to be able to find things like cases and use tools to find out, does this case relate to this case, or was this case used in another case? So it's all of these kind of skills that you're using from here. So from the UNE homepage, we've got the law library site. And it's kind of got its special place just because of the nature of the materials that are on it. So we've got a few databases that students use, and for students who don't belong to a university yet, there's a lot of free legal resources that are available online, and one of these tools is called OSPLE. So if you're interested in just seeing what the law is like at the moment, or if you want to read some journal articles or read some cases or look at some legislation, you can come to this free website and click around and see what something looks like. So we're looking at a few cases here. Let's look at this one. This one's from the High Court of Australia. You can have a read, and that's the whole judgment text there. But another benefit of being a law student, I guess, and really the importance of getting to know the law library and the materials on the law library quickly, is that these databases here are actually the databases that law firms use when it comes to their research. So it's really important that you get across how these databases work, because if you want to go and work in a firm, you know, knowing how these work is only going to benefit a student in the long run. So starting early is a really good idea for students. So I've got a couple of resources that I've printed out for you to have a look at. One of them is the big chunky printout that I have for you is this case called Donohue and Stevenson. And this is a really, really important case when it comes to duty of care and negligence, all of these terms. That printout that I've got for you is available in this law report series. And this case was actually heard in the UK. Australia takes a lot of its law from the UK system, basically. And this is one of the cases that help us do that. So if you notice on the top of that page, can you see there should be an abbreviation on there? Is there something that says there's a year and it should say appeals cases? Is it on that page? Does it happen to say that?
Yes.
Or can you tell me the page number that case actually starts on?
562.
562, yes. So there's a citation on there which says that the year is something like 1938, I think. 1932. It's got an abbreviation that says AC, which stands for appeals cases, and there's a page number that says 562. So essentially, I've gone to a shelf like this where all of the law reports are. I've found on the side of that book the year 1932, and I've opened it to page 562, and that's the exact same text that you are looking at. So there's a few ways that you can find this information. So I don't know if you want to have a look at it.
So could we incorporate the link for this because it's online?
Oh, that's a good
PDF?
point. I want to say no because of copyright, but I can have a look around and see if there's like a free one available online. Yeah. I'm sure if I just send you the PDF, it should be okay. But yeah. So students would come to a library and find this book on the shelf. And then, so that's one way of doing it if you're on campus. Another way of doing it is using a legal database to find the exact text of that case, print it out and read it and use it for your assignments. So this particular case, this is where it lives online. So I've gone and searched it and I've used this 1932 AC 562. If you kind of think of it as a barcode, the citation for that case is a barcode for that case, which is unique to that case. So you can find it from there. And there's a lot of skill, I guess, involved in doing that. So when you start in your legal studies, you learn how to recognize, oh, that citation, that belongs in this database, that means I can print it out. So you can just read it on the screen from there. So it's kind of really an evolution of the book to the database. And if you're an online student, obviously these databases are going to be good for you. But that's basically it. Does anybody have any questions?